The Punta Gorda Chamber of Commerce program continues, and I've got with me now David Holmes of the Farr Law Firm. David, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie. Good to be back with you.
Good to see you. We've been in Rotary together years and years ago. It's great to see you again.
Well, thanks. It's good to be here.
I want to talk to you a little bit about what's going on here at the with the Farr. I want to talk with you for just a moment about what's going on at the Farr Law Firm, founded in 1924.
Charlotte County's oldest and biggest law firm, Charlie.
Incredible. And you've been practicing law how many years now?
I've been with the firm 19 years.
Wow. Something happened out in the Gulf a little while ago, a couple of years ago, about a big BP oil spill. And no oil washed up here in Florida, but I understand some of our local people may be eligible to collect some money.
Well, that's absolutely right, Charlie. You know, the reality is we have a highly tourist seasonal economy here in Charlotte County. And when people were watching cable news and seeing images of that well gushing oil into the Gulf for over 4 months, people all over the country and all over the world changed their travel plans. They were going to come here, and instead they went other places. And that led to demonstrated economic impacts all throughout Florida and all throughout Southwest Florida, including Charlotte County.
Sure. Well, even though oil hasn't spilled on our shores, the threat of that happening and the change in business makes these people, or some of these people, eligible. Is that right?
It was all about perception, not necessary reality. It was about the perception in people's minds that there was going to be oil on our beaches that led people to go elsewhere. And just asked our restaurants, hotels, retail stores how their business suffered during that time, and you can see that there was a direct impact.
How does this new claims program work now?
Well, for a long time there was a voluntary program. People heard a lot about it. BP put $20 billion into a fund, and they were going to pay claims. And there really weren't any rules. And they changed what little rules they had over time, so it was hard to figure out who was going to be eligible.
Yeah.
Well, that all changed earlier this year when, at the same time that that fund was operating, there was a massive piece of federal class action litigation pending in Louisiana. And on the eve of trial, BP saw what was coming, and they entered into a settlement. That settlement was announced in April, preliminarily approved by the court in May, and it opened a brand new settlement program in June with a whole new set of specific rules.
So we're saying it's not the goodness of their heart, it's that they knew what was coming and what they were liable for.
Absolutely. They were dealing with something called the Oil Pollution Act, which has a very broad standard, and they were facing literally millions of claims from businesses all over the Gulf Coast region, and they settled because they knew what was coming.
What I want to talk with you about is, what does it take to be eligible under the new program? Our local people here. Can you come back in about 15 minutes and talk a little further about that?
Be happy to do it.
Wonderful. We're talking with David Holmes from the Farr Law Firm, and from the Farr Law Firm.